Hey everyone, and welcome back to Sax. George and I have been given the keys to the main channel, which is rather exciting, isn't it?
It is. We're not usually allowed on here, are we? Because we can be immature sometimes.
We can be a little bit immature sometimes, a little crude.
Yeah.
So we're going to be more eloquent, a bit more like Jim.
Professional.
A bit more professional,
Yeah.
and talk about the new CloudVocal Flasktrack.
The CloudVocal Flasktrack is a versatile 3-in-1 microphone, interface and effects unit that's simple to use and affordable. Today we'll compare this compact device against our usual high-end setup that costs over £2,000. We'll dive into how easy it is to use and most importantly how it sounds. We'll now show you how it performs plugged directly into an iPhone using the video app.
Let me show you how easy that was to record. Any of you content creators out there are going to love this. Simply take the lead out of the box, into the Flasktrack and straight in to your phone, iPhone or Android. So as you can see, Jamie's just pointed out that it's lit up the unit and GarageBand has recognised this already, and you can see that the input signal is coming through.
Something I found a little frustrating was that there were no adapters in the box. Right. Bear in mind you're going to need a USB to Lightning adapter or a USB to USB-C for most Android or modern iPhones. Right. We'll write to CloudVocal and we'll see if they can sort that out, because I feel like it should be something that's in the box.
Yeah, fair point. And also, if you are wanting to record video, it's the exact same process. You just plug it in, press record, and we're underway.
Right, let's delve into the menu of the CloudVocal Flasktrack and see exactly what it can do. The first button you have is the volume button. Obviously, that's just to adjust the level. We found that you had to have it quite low for saxophone, didn't you? Yeah. Something worth noting that this has quite a high, what you call SPL, and that's the sound pressure level. And that can that means that it can withstand a very loud volume, such as a saxophone. Yeah. You'll find if you're recording with something like your phone, you're going to find it's going to distort and it's going to peak because the SPL is quite low. Yep. So that's something that's instantly going to be very beneficial if you're moving from something like your phone to something like this. Yeah. The next button is the EQ button.
Yeah, so we've got it on the flat setting at the moment, so effectively it shouldn't be colouring the sound in any single way, shape or form. You can adjust it with this roller here, so let's go for warm, yeah?
What makes this unit so unique is the fact that you can do this at the front end, because it means you can bypass any audio editing software, which, as we've mentioned, can be a bit of a pain in the arse. So if you just want to quickly record a video, with some effects, or into your DAW, whether it's GarageBand on your phone or whatever, then you can just do that straight away here in this menu, can't you?
Yeah, it's brilliant. So that's an example of the EQ there. There are other options. We've got warm, clear, bright, and within all of these parameters, such as compression and reverb, you can actually design your own, which is awesome if you want to spend some time getting that perfect sound. But let's go on to compression then, Jamie, see how it sounds.
Okay, and then the final button is for reverb.
My favourite.
Our favourite, Kenny G's favourite as well. Something that we didn't actually anticipate was the fact that you can plug headphones into this and just simply monitor yourself, which is really nice if you're practicing, isn't it? Because it's such a simple way just to practice with some reverb, isn't it?
Yeah, and it can make all the difference sometimes. If you're sat in the same room over and over again, you can get a bit bored of your own sound, but if you can hear yourself coming through with some nice EQ, compression and reverb, it can really make you be a bit more creative and push things, push boundaries.
And think how much equipment you'd usually need to be able to do that.
Well, that's the unique selling point of this product, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's got all of that in the box.
Exactly. So should we have a listen to some reverb then?
Yes. It's worth mentioning that this is quite a large space anyway. So you will hear technically two reverbs, the one from here and the room in itself. So we're going for modern. We liked that one earlier, didn't we?
Yeah. We we had a listen to the reverbs earlier, and if I'm brutally honest, I did think they were the nicest sounding reverbs. George seemed to like them.
Yeah, I like some.
But I suppose, again, we go back to just how straightforward and simple and easy that is. Yeah, maybe you can find some nicer, reverbs on Logic or Pro Tools, whatever you're using. But yeah, I mean, that's just so easy, isn't it?
Yeah, and before we forget, there is actually a function on the EQ, compression, and the reverb where you can actually design your own. So if you want to get really deep into this product, you can actually change everything about it and make your own. It actually gives you, on the reverb, it gives you options for plate, cathedral, different settings. So awesome. And finally, Jamie.
Yeah, so finally, you have IRs. IR stands for impulse response, and in a nutshell, it's basically an emulation, and in this case, it's an emulation of a ribbon microphone and a dynamic microphone.
Yeah.
So on paper, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but the ribbon should sound a bit more full, a bit more lively maybe, and the dynamic maybe a bit more sort of boxy, a bit more condensed.
Yeah. Compact is a good word for it as well to describe the dynamic.
Yeah, so let's hear how they sound then.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's switch up to the dynamic.
So I think what this really emphasizes is the ease of use and being able to add all these effects in the front end without having to mess around with the DAW. Especially, if you're a content creator or you're someone that just doesn't want to muck around with loads of equipment, it's as simple as plugging it straight into your phone, headphones on, through the device here, load in whatever sounds you want and record, and that's it, isn't it? That's all you need to do.
It's almost like we're trying to overcomplicate this process in a way, but it is just so easy. We're giving you a full demo here, but genuinely, it took us 2 minutes to be working with this, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
It's awesome.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to get out the expensive gear that we usually use and compare it against the CloudVocal Flasktrack to see how it compares. Okay, so a little bit more information on the equipment that we usually use to record all our videos here. We've got the Mojave MA200 microphone, which is about £1,000. We have the Universal Audio Apollo Twin X interface, which is about £800. So we're already up to around 2,000, and that's not even taking into consideration the cost of a laptop,
Logic.
Logic, your DAW. So you can easily spend £2,000 or £3,000 on a setup like this. Yeah. And then in the more affordable corner, we have the CloudVocal Flasktrack. And how did you think it stacked up against our usual setup?
I think it did great. Yeah. I hope you folks can tell that this is actually a really good product. I mean, given that its sole purpose isn't to be a designated microphone only like this one, it does your effects, it does your impulse response, it's a full package, and the job that the microphone is doing.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. And I do love it.
I mean,
it's
when
really
I listened, I just thought it was a classic case of the law of diminishing returns, really.
Yeah.
Like, this is a good enough quality microphone to serve the needs of most people. And then, the more and more you spend, the differences become less and less and less. And yes, I did think this sounded better. But it's not a huge difference, is it? No. Maybe a little bit more detail in the trebles, but actually, for most people, this is going to be absolutely fine.
I've used £400, £500 microphones, and it's got a very, very similar sound to that. It's not quite as transparent as the Mojave that we've got over here, but I mean, for the price of it and the convenience of it,
that's it, isn't it? It's just I think the thing is, even if you've got a setup like this, then actually this is still going to be really
Still has a
appealing
purpose,
to you.
doesn't
Yeah,
it?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Because, you know, not everyone always wants to get out all this stuff, do they? You know, you can just so easily and quickly get that out, plug it into your phone, whether it's to put down some ideas, quickly upload something to social media, or just to play around with. It's just been good fun to use.
All in all, I would give this an 8.5 out of 10.
8.5. I think it's one of the most exciting new products that we've had in a while, actually. Yeah, I agree. And I think it's something, really exciting for saxophonists. And of course, you can use it for other instruments.
Obviously.
We're a saxophone YouTube channel, so we're obviously highlighting that. But you can use it for vocals, for guitar. There's even a little aux in on the back, so you can plug in keys. And
And you could use it for live purposes as well. It's even got a reverb setting, which we didn't tell you about, which is for live, a live reverb sound. So yeah, it'd be awesome.
Well, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for sticking around. It's been really good fun to use this, hasn't it? It's been a joy to be here on the main channel.
Yeah.
It's
been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. Go subscribe to us on the second channel. It's a little bit more laid back. You get an insight into what's going on in the shop.
Yeah, be sure to drop your comments below as what you thought of this microphone or this in-the-box package, and what did you think it did, or how do you think it did against the Mojave there? But yeah, be sure to like, share and subscribe this video, and we'll see you on the next one if Jim allows us.